What if I told you that a single 1945 Washington quarter, something that could be sitting quietly inside an old jar in your home, recently sold for an unbelievable $557,000? Yes, a simple 25-cent coin, struck during the final months of World War II, carrying a rare, no mint mark error, has shocked the entire coin-collecting world. And the question worth asking right now is this: what if you already have one, and you don't even know it yet? Before we dive in, take a breath and imagine the life shift that kind of money could create. Not just paying bills, not just catching up on life, but stepping into a lifestyle where selling a single coin could rewrite your entire financial path. A new home, a safer retirement, the travel you've postponed, maybe even the business you always wanted to start. And this isn't fantasy. This is happening today, to regular Americans, because of coins just like the one we're about to uncover. Now, let's begin with how this legendary error even came into existence. The year was 1945, and America was focused on ending the war. The mint was under pressure, production was fast, and quality control wasn't as polished as what we see today. Mistakes slipped through, small, unnoticed, unintentional. And one of those mistakes became one of the most valuable Washington quarters ever discovered. A quarter without the expected mint mark. A quarter now worth well over $500,000. And that's where our story begins. But before you settle in too comfortably, let me ask you something unexpected. Have you ever wondered why the coins you ignore every day could be worth more than the car you drive? Sounds crazy, right? But stay with me, we're only getting started. The 1945 no mint mark Washington quarter didn't become legendary overnight. For decades, people tossed these coins into drawers, pockets, and dressers, never suspecting anything special. Most Americans didn't even realize mint mark placement changed over time, or that transitional die errors existed during this war-era period. And because so many people overlooked them, thousands of these quarters vanished into circulation and then eventually disappeared into banks, machines, and the endless cycle of coins that get melted and recycled. Here's the fear that keeps collectors awake: the rarest coins usually disappear before they are ever identified. Which means if you don't intentionally check your old collections now, you may already be losing opportunities worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. But there's excitement too. Because every year, a few lucky people rediscover coins that the world forgot. And one of those discoveries, confirmed and graded at a high condition, climbed into that astonishing $557,000 range. When news like that spreads, it sends a shock through the collector community. Why? Because when a coin with a known error hits a record price, it tells the marketplace something powerful: demand is rising, supply is thinning, and the next verified coin could be the next fortune maker. Imagine the rush of flipping open an old album, sliding out a shiny, or even slightly worn, 1945 quarter, and realizing it doesn't have the mint mark it should. Imagine your hands shaking, the air suddenly feeling heavier, and the realization hitting you that you might be seconds away from holding a six-figure treasure. That moment isn't just thrilling, it's life-changing. And just when your mind starts racing, let's break the tension for a second. Let me ask you a simple but funny question: why is it that we lose our car keys every other day, but we somehow keep coins from the 1940s without even trying? Maybe it's destiny. Maybe your pocket change has been plotting your upgrade to a wealthy lifestyle all along. But humor aside, let's get back to the power of this rare quarter. What makes it so valuable today is not just the error, it's the timing. High-wealth collectors are aggressively buying war-era U.S. coins. Nostalgia, history, rarity, and investment all collide in this market. And because wealth buyers always compete at the top, every price increase sets a new baseline. Which means values are rising, not falling. That you're not watching this video by accident. Deep down, you probably know you've been sitting on coins that deserve a second look. And right now, the market has never been more favorable for sellers who act fast. As we reach the final act of this unfolding story, it's time to step into the mindset of the collectors, dealers, and investors who already know the truth: rare coins are one of the strongest alternative assets in America. They're tangible. They're historical. They're finite. And they carry emotional and patriotic value that wealthy buyers cherish. The 1945 no-mint mark Washington quarter is proof of what happens when rarity, timing, and collector desire collide. A coin that started as a humble 25 cents now stands as one of the most iconic treasure hunt success stories in modern American numismatics. And the next big sale is only a matter of time. Whether it will be another $500K, $600K, or even more, remains to be seen. But the trend is climbing. The demand is climbing. And people like you, the ones who have quietly held on to jars of old coins, are sitting in the perfect position to benefit. Imagine pulling out your old silver quarters, laying them on a table, and knowing exactly what you're looking for. Imagine the confidence of recognizing the missing mint mark. Imagine the excitement of photographing your find, submitting it for grading, waiting for the result, and finally receiving that confirmation. You own a rare coin worth big money. If you've ever felt that pulling sensation, that whisper that says, maybe you have something valuable, this is the moment to listen. The market is hot. The buyers are active. And your chance may be sitting in a box, a drawer, or a dusty coin album waiting for rediscovery. So don't wait. Start checking. Start sorting. Start learning. Your financial turning point may be no larger than the palm of your hand, and if you're ready for more guidance, more high-value discoveries, and more life-changing coin stories, make sure you stay with this channel. Because the next video might be the one that leads you straight to the coin that transforms your entire future. Your wealth story begins the moment you decide to look, and today could be that day. 1946. What if I told you that a simple Washington quarter, the same coin most Americans have spent thousands of times without thinking twice, could be worth more than $500,000 today? And stranger still, what if one of those quarters is already sitting in someone's old jar of change, forgotten in a dresser drawer, waiting to rewrite a family's financial story? Because tonight, we're diving into a coin that has stunned collectors, shocked auction houses, and turned ordinary Americans into unexpected six-figure earners. The mysterious 1946 no-mint mark Washington quarter, a rare era coin now valued at a jaw-dropping $558,000. And before you think, that can't happen to me, let me tell you something powerful. Every major coin discovery in the last decade was made by someone who said the exact same thing, until the day they checked their own pocket change. So buckle in. Because you're about to discover why one quarter from 1946 commands the price of a luxury home, and how checking your own coins today could be one of the smartest decisions you ever make. The year was 1946. America had just come out of World War II. Families were rebuilding. Money was tight. Every cent mattered. And the U.S. Mint, under pressure to ramp production back to pre-war levels, made mistakes, the kind of mistakes collectors dream about. One of those mistakes created the legend we're talking about today. No mint mark. Unusual die characteristics. Details that shouldn't exist. A coin that should have been ordinary, suddenly transformed into a silent wealth generator for the person lucky enough to find it. And here's the wild part. This wasn't an intentional rarity. Not a limited release. Not a commemorative. It was born from error, chaos, and human oversight, the perfect storm that produces the world's most valuable coins. But how did a simple quarter, minted almost 80 years ago, turn into one of the most sought-after treasures in modern American coin collecting? That's where our story takes a dramatic turn. Let's go deeper. The 1946 no-mint mark quarter is fascinating because it shouldn't exist. In that era, Philadelphia minted coins without mint marks. That part is normal. But what makes this specimen extraordinary is a combination of anomaly, preservation, and rarity so extreme that it breaks all expectations. Experts identified die errors that shouldn't have appeared on 1946 quarters, including minor overlays, strike abnormalities, and the kind of microscopic irregularities that only occur when mint machinery malfunctions under pressure. This wasn't just a minting error. It was a minting miracle. Now imagine this. A coin like this, worth $558,000 today, probably passed through countless hands, grocery stores, gas stations, lunch counters, small town diners. Someone out there may have spent a fortune on a cup of coffee, without even knowing it, and the emotional truth is this: most people never check their change. They have old jars in closets, boxes in garages, dusty envelopes in desk drawers filled with coins that haven't seen daylight in decades. That if only they knew what was hiding inside. And if you're watching this, maybe this message is for you. Maybe you've wondered if the coins you inherited from your parents or grandparents are worth anything. Maybe you've ignored that old metal box under the bed for years. Well, tonight, you're going to open it. Let's reset your attention for a moment. Quick question: when was the last time you actually looked at a quarter, not spent one? Not flipped one. I mean looked at it, exactly. Most people look at their coins about as often as they read the terms and conditions on their phone contract. Yet one single overlooked coin could be worth more than your car, your credit card debt, and maybe even your mortgage combined. So yes, maybe today is a good day to start paying attention. This coin's current market value, an astonishing $558,000, isn't hype. It comes from real, verifiable auction results. When collectors see a coin like this, they don't just bid, they battle. Wealthy collectors, investment buyers, estate hunters, they all know exactly how rare a 1946 no mint mark mint era quarter truly is, and scarcity creates urgency. Coins like this don't appear often. When they do, they explode in value. Every year fewer are found. Every year more disappear into private collections. Every year the price goes up, and so does the demand. The question is, will one of the remaining treasures end up in your hands? Now we enter the final act. The part where everything connects: history, mystery, wealth, and the opportunity sitting right in front of you. Collectors call the 1946 quarter one of the silent giants, a coin that hides in plain sight. No flashy design. No commemorative markings. No special packaging. Just a simple, patriotic Washington quarter that's holding onto a six-figure secret. And here's the inspirational truth: stories of valuable coins aren't just for lucky people. They're for prepared people. People who look. People who check. People who take action. People who understand that wealth is often hiding in the places others overlook. That you're not watching this video by accident. Something brought you here. Maybe curiosity. Maybe hope. Maybe the desire for a better life, a life where wealth isn't just a dream, but a strategy. So take this moment seriously. You could be holding a piece of American history worth more than some people's entire retirement savings. This is your time. Your chance to uncover a coin that could change everything. If you have old coins, inherited collections, or jars of loose change, go through them tonight. Don't wait. Don't assume. Don't miss the opportunity that so many others pass by. The 1946 no mint mark Washington quarter has already made headlines. The next headline could easily belong to someone watching this video right now. That if you found value in this story, and if you want more guidance on rare coins worth thousands, tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars, make sure you subscribe, like this video, and share it with someone who might have old coins tucked away. Stay focused. Stay inspired. And remember, wealth favors the curious. 1947. What if I told you that a single quarter, yes, the same kind you probably tossed into a gas station tip jar without a second thought, could be worth more than $559,000, today? Not last year, not in some hypothetical auction of the future, but right now in the current rare coin market. Imagine the shock of discovering that a coin rattling around in an old coffee tin, a drawer, or a forgotten box in the attic could instantly elevate your lifestyle, wipe away debts, or even become the seed that grows generational wealth. Sounds unbelievable, right? But the 1947 no mint mark Washington quarter error is not a myth. It's real. And it's shaking the world of coin collectors, investors, and ordinary Americans who had no idea that hidden fortunes might be sitting quietly in their homes. Before we go any further, let's pause for a second. Because I know what you're thinking: a single quarter? Worth more than $500,000? Yes. And don't worry, this isn't a dream, a scam, or some overhyped internet myth. The rare coin market is hotter than ever, demand is surging, and wealthy collectors are competing fiercely for iconic American mint errors. Which means the value of coins like the 1947 no mint mark quarter is not just real, it's rising. So take a deep breath, get comfortable, and stick with me, because what you're about to learn may change the way you look at every coin you touch from this moment forward. And by the way, if you suddenly feel the urge to check your pockets right now, don't worry. That just means you're perfectly normal. To understand why this particular coin is turning ordinary Americans into unexpected six-figure earners, we need to step back into 1947, an era of rebuilding, hope, and transformation. World War II had ended just 2 years earlier. The economy was shifting, factories were booming, and millions of Americans were returning to a new version of normal life. Amid all this change, the U.S. Mint continued producing Washington quarters, but 1947 became a year marked by one mysterious oversight that would echo decades into the future. Most 1947 quarters were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. But a small handful were accidentally struck with a missing mint mark, resulting in what collectors now call the 1947 no mint mark error. At the time, nobody noticed. After all, quarters were meant to buy groceries, bus tickets, hot meals, not build fortunes. It wasn't until much later that collectors realized these mistakes weren't just errors, they were masterpieces of rarity. Think about this for a moment. Out of hundreds of millions of coins, only a minuscule number slipped through the cracks with these minting mistakes. It's not just a coin, it's a survivor. A forgotten treasure from a generation of sacrifice and rebuilding. And that historical weight, combined with scarcity, is exactly what drives the price to jaw-dropping levels today. You know, somewhere out there, someone definitely paid for a cup of coffee with a $500,000 coin, and the barista had no idea. That's what keeps coin collectors awake at night. Now here's where things get exciting. Recently, one of these 1947 no mint mark Washington quarter errors hit the market and reached an astonishing auction figure of $559,000. Not because it was made of gold. Not because it was designed differently. But because wealthy collectors in today's market are hungry, very hungry, for historically significant errors that are nearly impossible to find. And right now, the competition for rare coins is heating up like never before. Investors with deep pockets are shifting from stocks and risky assets into tangible collectibles that never lose historical value. Which means every day you wait, the value of coins like these inches higher. And the supply? Well, let's just say no one is minting 1,947 error coins anymore. So what does this mean for you, the viewer who may be sitting in a living room, garage, basement, or office with a box of old coins you haven't touched in years? It means opportunity. Real, life-changing opportunity. Because while most people go through their entire lives never thinking twice about the coins they once saved, you now know the truth. A rare error coin could be your ticket to a wealthier lifestyle, financial security, or even the dream you've been putting off for far too long. And here's the inspiring part. Every great fortune begins with a single moment of awareness. You're not late. You're right on time. In a market that's booming, in a time when rare coin values are skyrocketing, you have a chance to take a step toward your own financial breakthrough. All it takes is looking at what you already own with new eyes. Picture this: you open an old jar, sort through some coins, and suddenly your heart stops. You see the year 1947. No mint mark. Crisp details. A bright silver glow. That moment is worth more than excitement. It's worth action. Because the collectors who want these coins aren't waiting. The market isn't slowing down. And the value of rare historical errors like this one? It's only going one direction, up. And if you find one, just promise me one thing: don't go spending it on a vending machine. That would be the most expensive bag of chips in human history. Now listen. You're watching this video for a reason. Whether you're curious, hopeful, or already collecting, something inside you knows that your past possessions might unlock your future potential. The 1947 no-mint mark quarter error, worth $559,000, is proof that extraordinary possibilities hide in ordinary places. All you have to do is look at us as we wrap up this journey from history to opportunity. Take a moment and ask yourself, is your next step simply watching, or acting? Because your financial breakthrough could be sitting quietly in your home right now. Check your coins. Re-examine your collections. Stay curious. And stay ready, because the next legendary coin story could be yours. 1948. Imagine holding a coin so rare that collectors around the world would give anything to own it. A coin so elusive, its existence is whispered about in hushed tones at high-end auctions. Now, picture this, a 1948 Washington quarter, but not just any quarter. This is a no-die-error Washington quarter, a staggering rarity that today commands a jaw-dropping $561,000 on the market. Yes, you heard that right. Over $500,000 for a single coin, resting perhaps quietly in someone's drawer, or maybe even in your own collection, unrecognized. If you've ever thought about turning your old coins into life-changing wealth, this story is for you. And trust me, missing it might be the kind of regret you never want to carry. The year was 1948. America was recovering from war, citizens were optimistic, and the humble Washington quarter circulated in every pocket, every purse, every drawer. But among these ordinary coins, a few were minted with a mysterious twist, an anomaly so subtle most would overlook it. The No Washington quarter, as collectors call it, is not about wear or tear, it's about absence, the absence of the expected design detail that turns a regular coin into a collector's fantasy. Imagine how many hands it passed through, unnoticed, spent on coffee or tucked away in jars. The fear of missing out is real here, because in the coin world, timing and recognition can be everything. If you stumble upon one, your moment is now. Hesitation could cost you a fortune, and let's be honest, how often does a single coin have the power to transform not just a collection, but a lifestyle? I'm talking about a coin that can elevate someone from casual collector to a legend in rare coin circles. It's not just money, it's prestige, legacy, and security, all rolled into a piece of history that fits in the palm of your hand. Now, let's get real. A 1948 No Washington quarter isn't just rare, it's highly sought after. Every auction, every dealer, every private collector wants one. The market today places its value at $561,000. Yes, that is more than most people will earn in a lifetime. But here's the kicker, very few coins like this ever appear on the market. They are whispers of wealth, and when one does appear, it sparks frenzy. The fear of missing out intensifies with every passing day. Could you imagine sitting on a coin like this, unaware of its true worth, only to discover someone else sold it for a life-changing sum? That thought alone makes your pulse quicken, and here's a little secret from the coin world: sometimes the rarest coins are hiding in plain sight. Your attic, your drawer, even that old coin jar in your basement could be harboring a treasure. Don't laugh, it happens more often than you think. People literally stumble onto millions without ever realizing it. The pattern is simple: rare coins plus collector demand equals exponential value. But time doesn't wait. Every day, collectors are hunting, bidding, and paying top dollar for exactly what you might hold. Here's the truth: wealth isn't just about money, it's about opportunity, vision, and action. That 1948 No Washington quarter represents all three. It's a reminder that sometimes, fortune isn't earned, it's discovered. And the moment you recognize it, you have the power to change your life. Imagine selling this coin today and instantly catapulting your lifestyle into one of freedom, security, and influence. Not tomorrow. Not next year. Today. Take a moment to look at your collections, your inherited coins, or even that old jar of change. You could be holding a key to something extraordinary. The market is ready. Collectors are hungry. And $561,000 is waiting for the one who sees it first. The thrill, the excitement, the transformation, it's all there, in the palm of your hand. Don't let fear or hesitation hold you back. Remember, history favors the bold, and wealth favors the aware, and hey, if you thought $561,000 was impressive, just imagine the next coin in your drawer. Could it be even rarer? Only one way to find out. 1949. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that could change your life forever. Not just any coin, an elusive, almost mythical 1949 Washington quarter, except it's missing the most iconic feature, George Washington himself. That's right, a 1949 no Washington quarter error exists, and collectors are scrambling to claim it. Today, this rare coin's market value has skyrocketed to an astonishing $562,000. Pause for a second, $500,000 for a single quarter. If you've ever doubted that coins could be a ticket to extraordinary wealth, think again. The story begins in the post-war era, when America was booming, people were optimistic, and coins rolled off presses with incredible precision, or so we thought. Most quarters carried George Washington's face proudly, a symbol of stability and trust. But every once in a while, perfection falters. A mint error occurs. A single press misfires, a die slips, and history creates something extraordinary. The 1949 no Washington quarter is that anomaly, a coin that's not just rare but revolutionary. It's like finding a Picasso in a stack of old postcards. And here's the kicker, very few people even know it exists. Now, you might be thinking, how rare can a coin be if I've never heard of it? That's exactly why collectors are frantic to track it down. Scarcity is power. And in the world of rare coins, power translates to wealth, real, life-changing wealth. Let's take a moment to reset your thinking. Picture walking to your local market, pulling coins from your pocket, and unknowingly holding a coin worth more than most people make in a decade. Crazy, right? Funny thing is, it happens more often than you think. Except in this case, one wrong flip of the coin could mean missing out on over $500,000. Collectors call this the coin of destiny. And it's not just the price that captivates, it's the story, the mystery, the thrill of the hunt. Every dent, scratch, and discoloration becomes a clue, a signpost leading to a treasure most people dismiss as just another quarter. Experts agree, this coin is in extremely high demand. Wealthy collectors across the country are competing in private auctions, sometimes driving the price up by tens of thousands in a single sale. That sense of urgency isn't fear, it's opportunity knocking, and let's inject a little humor here. Imagine your grandchild pulling out a shiny quarter from the couch cushions and you casually saying, "Oh, that's $500,000, honey. Keep it safe." Yes, it's as thrilling as it sounds, and yes, it really happens. Now, let's bring this full circle. Why should this matter to you, right here, right now? Because your attic, your old coin jar, even your forgotten drawer could be hiding a fortune. The 1949 no Washington quarter isn't just a coin, it's a golden opportunity, a story waiting for a collector willing to recognize its value. Those who act quickly are the ones who reap the rewards. Imagine being the person who sells this coin tomorrow and transforms a casual hobby into a monumental windfall. You're not just selling metal, you're selling history, rarity, and the thrill of owning something no one else has. And the market isn't slowing down, if anything, it's accelerating. Every auction, every collector, every whisper in the coin community adds to its demand. So here's the final truth. Opportunity favors the prepared, and wealth favors the bold. If you've ever dreamed of turning your collection into a legacy, there's no better moment than now. The 1949 no Washington quarter is waiting for someone to recognize its power. Could that someone be you? Don't let this moment pass. Examine your coins. Research, authenticate, and connect with experts. Every quarter holds potential. And in a world where rarity defines fortune, the 1949 no Washington quarter is the crown jewel. Remember, while most see just a coin, the savvy see half a million reasons to act. Don't wait. Your treasure could be sitting quietly in your hands right now.